Morning, Coach.
Morning.
All right, guys, as a reminder, please use the raise your hand function in order to ask a question for Coach. So we'll go ahead whenever you guys are ready. Matthew, go ahead.
Hi, Coach. Good morning.
Morning.
I was wondering if the starters from Northwood are going to be the same for tomorrow night.
Yeah, they will be. We have one more practice to get through today, but as of right now, that you can pencil in those 5 that we started against Northwood.
Talia.
Hey, Coach. How open is the competition right now coming off the bench? Obviously, we saw a bunch of kids come off the bench against Northwood. Has anyone stepped forward and solidified a role already, or is it pretty open?
Gosh, I hope all of them. I think it's safe to say that I want all of them to have a specific role on this basketball team, and all of them have done really good things that give me great hope that we'll be able to use more of them than we did a year ago. The way Lexi's played, the way Lily's played. I think Henna has had great moments in practice. Bo has continued to come along. And so, those 4 in particular stand out to me right now is, 4 kids. And, and again, I think Jules has all the potential in the world to be able to slide in there and help us. It's just that, she's after the Northwood game, she had pulled her calf muscle in shoot around earlier that day, and she made a freshman mistake of really not telling us just how sore she was. And so I'm not saying that was the reason why perhaps she didn't play as well defensively against Northwood, but she's been out since the Northwood game, trying to get her back to being healthy. And it'll be a game time decision whether or not she even plays tomorrow, based on, that's an injury that you have to be super careful of, because it can linger if you don't give the athlete enough time to really heal. And but yeah, I want all of them to have a significant role, and they've proven in practice that they're more than ready for that.
Seth.
Teri, you have this one more kind of tune-up game before you all get your first real big test of the season, and obviously an important sort of resume game already. I know you obviously won't be a finished product by any means by Sunday, but just what steps or progress are you looking for from your team tomorrow, knowing the challenge you have ahead on Sunday at Stanford?
Well, I mean, anybody that, has been around our program, Seth, and you have, you understand my disappointment in how we were defensively against Northwood. And I have been concerned about that since we've started in our close scrimmages that we've had. It's been the side of the ball where I have the most concern, and I still do. What's frustrating is, I think we're an experienced team. We're a veteran team. And so I have to put more pressure on Mac and Sid and Chloe to be better, Sarah to be better defensively. And, we can chalk it up to, yeah, Coach, you had different combinations in there. You played a lot of young kids. But look, we've been, 27 days of practice, or 27 practices in. My expectations for the Jules and the Bo and Lily and Lexi were to be so much better, than the way we performed, especially in the second half against Northwood. And so what I'm looking forward to tomorrow night is we really have talked nonstop about the defensive side of the ball since we finished, that exhibition game. And so I'm hoping that you'll see a completely, different level of intensity, for 40 minutes, whatever combinations out on the floor. Our ability to not give up a direct drive, direct line, to the basket, not to be in rotations, to get beat in transition, all the things that we talk about that are unacceptable. And so I think that's where I'm looking for to see the biggest jump, to see the biggest improvement, will be on the defensive end.
Carlo and then Mike.
Hey, Coach. Good morning.
Good morning.
Obviously, no games a gimme, but you're one win away from your 400th career win. When you look at your career and how you got here, what would it mean? I understand you're not one for individual accolades. You're more of a team-oriented coach, but what would it mean to get that 400th win?
Well, first of all, I didn't even realize that. So, again, the only thing that these, the accolades and, the records and whatnot, it goes to show you that the kinds of players that we've had inside of our program. You've heard me say this before, winning is hard. You have to have really, really good players to win at this level, particularly in this league. And then you have to have the right people that surround you, and that's my staff. And so without any of those two things, none of it is ever possible, and none of it ever happens. And so, it'll be just another moment where we can look back and say, yeah, there's been a lot of really good players that have come through Indiana since Coach has been here. Some of my other stops as well, right? And so it could either mean that, or it means I'm just really freaking old. I don't know. So you could, whatever you want to write, probably both of them will be correct. So.
Mike.
Yeah, good morning, Coach. Grace, when she got hurt last year, you guys obviously weren't the same team, and that was understandable given the circumstances. It came as a surprise mid-season. Now that you've had a full off season to kind of prepare to play without her, how confident are you that you are ready to move on without her? And maybe what's still giving you pause or concern that you still need to work on?
Well, a couple things. Nobody's going to be able to replace Grace Berger. The other thing is, sometimes, at the moment, you don't think it might be a blessing. It might be good for your ball club when adversity happens. And, not that I ever wanted Grace Berger to miss 6 or 7 games, whatever she missed a year ago. But, I thought it was, the way in which we responded was really positive, I think, for our team. And, our ability to be able to slide our pieces around, meaning, put Chloe at the point, bring Sid, back into the lineup, was really good for our team, because we, and after that, we came back and we beat a really good North Carolina team in the ACC Big Ten Challenge and beat them good. And so I think that gave us a great shot in the arm that, hey, we can still be effective without our leader, Grace Berger, on the floor. We can still win games. We have enough talent. Certainly our chemistry has always been very good. And so, I don't know that there's much pause in this group. We've done it before. We've won without Grace. I believe this team thinks that they can continue to win with the pieces that we have. And that's really been the focus. It's trying to, the great thing is, and I said it earlier with, the question of the other players, like, it's great to have Lexi and Lily where they are right now, in terms of their experience, their confidence, they're comfortable, and then be able to throw, Bo in there, and Henna, it's, I do feel like we're deeper than we were a year ago. I really believe that. And maybe the 4 of them, or the 3 of them, Lexi and Henna and Bo, I don't know that they can replace Grace Berger, but we have 3 of them to try to come in and be effective, for us, both offensively and defensively. And it may take all 3 of them to do what Grace did for us. I don't know though. She's pretty good. So
Go Ari and then Talia. You're on mute there, Ari.
Hi there, Coach. Mackenzie's received lots of preseason acknowledgments. You mentioned last week Mackenzie kind of needing to save herself from herself.
yeah.
What are you doing this week to kind of prepare her for some of these games and kind of transition her in her role?
Yeah. I think it's every day, Ari in practice, we try to limit her reps as much as we can. She's still, again, it's in her DNA. She comes in every single day and is going to do a workout with Coach Rhett, whether it's 20, 25 minutes. That's their time together, and her individual time or alone time with, her position coach. So none of that's changed. I can't take that away from her. That's always been routine for her. But what we've tried to do, and there's been moments, we bicker a lot in a really good way for her to get off the floor more and give those reps to Lily and give those reps to Ariel and give those reps to Charnice right now. But she feels really good, physically right now. And so she's just a competitor. She wants to get in and, and be in every rep and so forth. And so that's how we've tried our best to really limit, especially some of the stuff that she's done, for 5 years since she's been here. Her getting 1 rep and getting up and down the floor when we play fast she's done that 1,000 times. And so it's really those moments we try to, okay, you get 1 rep, but then Ariel and Lily and Charnice are going to get the rest of them. So
Talia and then Chloe.
I talked to Coach Ballant, and I know he was an assistant coach back here in the early 2000s when Indiana won the Big Ten tournament. What's your relationship like with him?
Oh, I've known Matt, for a while, when he was an assistant, here, and then, certainly when he was at Illinois, as the head coach. Yeah, great guy. I think he's done a fabulous job with his team. Good coach. And so, I say, very friendly in terms of knowing each other and so forth. And so I'm excited. I haven't seen him in a while, so it'll be good to reconnect and see him. And I think he'll be excited about being back in Bloomington, and so I think it'll be, like I said, really good. And I'm excited, obviously, because this is our opening night. He's already had a game under his belt with playing at IUPUI the other night, but it'll be good to see Matt.
Chloe and then Mike.
Hey coach, you mentioned Lily as someone who's really developed over the offseason, and she had I think 14 rebounds and 17 minutes in the exhibition. Just how have you seen her improve and like kind of show she can take over for Mackenzie in big moments if needed?
Well, I think, the biggest thing that she's, I think if everybody's, watched us a year ago, she looks a little bit different. I mean, she's about 20, almost, pounds heavier, but that's muscle. And she needed to put some good weight, as we call it, on, because this league is so physical. And, she's just continued to do her work with Coach Rhett outside of practice time. In their individual, she has great touch around the rim. She's proven that. And she's also given us and proven that she is steady around, the rim when it comes to offensive rebounds. She is might not have the footwork, the quick footwork, and left, going left is like Mac has, different for sure, but still very reliable with her back to the basket, willing to make multiple moves from time to time. But what I love about her is she kind of has a really good nose for the ball. It's natural. She's around the rim a lot and gets second chance opportunities for us, which is critical, because we're not a team that is gonna overwhelm you with our size, especially, I know Sid Parrish is 6'2", but Sid Parrish likes to hang outside the 3-point line versus, try to get in there and get any second, third chance opportunities for you. And so we have to really rely on Mac and those fives to get us second chance points.
Mike.
Yeah, Coach, I know you don't want to look ahead to Stanford, but Tara has the obvious IU connection there. So I did want to ask, like, how far back do you go with her, and why did you guys want to do that home and home series?
I would say she and I, had probably, I would say 3 or 4 years ago, we were at down in Virginia at a tournament, and she had watched us play, and so she sat with me and we visited about our game and how much she enjoyed watching our teams play, and made a comment about how fit we always look. I thought that was interesting, but I didn't realize at the time that she was looking for a strength and conditioning coach. So, I don't know if she was baiting me into trying to steal my guy, but she was just curious if, there was anybody else that I could recommend as far as, somebody that would be interested in going over or going out to Stanford and becoming their strength and conditioning coach that had any ties to Indiana, because she felt like our kids, as I mentioned, really look fit, and and she liked how we played. She liked how physical we were, how fundamental we were and whatnot. And so that sort of turned into a friendship, where every time we see each other in the summer, we'll spend time talking. Of course, last year with, the Naismith or the Wooden Award with Mackenzie Cameron Brink out in LA, she and I got to spend more time together. And how it came about, she is, I don't know what her plans are the next several years, but she was interested in wanting to come back to Bloomington. And, this is sort of where her coaching career began, sitting in Bobby Knight's practices. And so, she had reached out to us and really, just, asked for a hard consideration if we would think about starting a home and home with them. And, I like Tara. Obviously, I respect the heck out of her, what she's been able to accomplish with her program. And so we made it happen. So we're going to them, and then they're going to return to us next year.
Matthew?
Definitely an important week with the opener, and then Stanford on Sunday. Northwood shot 40% from three. Talked about the defensive side a little bit, but kind of what have you been doing specifically to, make adjustments or just kind of defend the 3-point?
It's not adjustments. It's your mindset. That's what defense is. It's about discipline. It's about focus. It's just a mindset, that mano y mano, it's you against me. I'm not going to let you try to get to the basket. I got to sit down. My stance matters. And then rotations where we need to be in order to help each other. When you're playing a team that is going to air it out the way Northwood, was going to shoot it, you got to protect the 3-point line. And we did a poor job of that. Our transition was not very good. And that had a lot to do with our fact that we were poor communicators on a lot of instances. And then we got caught in the transition game when we turn the ball over or we take a bad shot. And so, those are things we addressed with our group, but our ability to do all the fundamental things, like I said, all the things are fixable things. It's just, and that's where the frustration lies when you're dealing with an older group of kids, is that we shouldn't really have to be focusing and are coaching the talking piece of it, right? Or the focus piece of it. And so, it's, as I continue to tell them, we're going to get everybody's best, as we move forward. And that's just what comes with, what these guys have been able to accomplish. But, don't drink the Kool-Aid. I mean, it's real, and people are going to come after us, and we got to be so much better. And so that was the challenge, like I said, right after that, we still have a long way to go. And if we don't get serious about that, the defensive side of the ball, we're gonna create some problems for ourselves inside some of those games. And this is when it matters. You don't get do-overs anymore. It starts tomorrow night, and all of them count.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.